Hello and welcome to another video by Johnny IELTS. So today, let's do some speaking practice. Okay, let's do some speaking practice today. So class IELTS 43, Mr. Trill and Miss Stroke is going to do their regular speaking practice. So are you ready, class?
Yes.
Great.
I'm ready.
You should be absolutely ready because, well, let's try something here. Let's try 54 about library.
Mm.
Library. So, Miss Brooke, do you often go to the library?
To be honest, I don't often go to the library
Mhm.
because there are no anyone in my house, so it's hard for me uh, to come over as I have the time. I think when I want to read book or something like that, I can bring my ones and go to cafe
Mm-hmm.
to enjoy my time. I know that libraries uh, have uh, various kinds of books that help people to expand their knowledge
Expand
and
the knowledge. Very good.
expand their knowledge and
Mm-hmm.
have a peaceful space for reading.
Hmm. I
But
see.
sometimes, yes,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
but sometimes when people want a more convenient and comfortable space for themselves. I think cafes are similar. Place is more better.
Mhm. You know, a lot of people they choose cafes to work and to study, but here sometimes people go to the library not just to read or to study, you know. Sometimes they just go there because they miss the smell of books, maybe. Because maybe they miss the smell of book. Tại vì nhớ mùi mùi sách cho nên tôi mới đi siêu thị mua đi thư viện, đi hay đi nhà sách.
Really?
Exactly, sometimes I'm like that. Nhớ mùi
I'm
sách
really
đi mới đi mua sách. Sometimes we miss the smell of books. That's why we go to bookstore or library, you know. So, Mr. Trill, do
You
you often go to
are
the
booker.
library?
um when I were a student, I always went to the library
Huh?
every day. However, when I graduated from the university and I have a job now, however, my
And
job
life push you in a different direction. Đời đưa đẩy.
yeah,
Life
however,
push me in a different direction.
my job doesn't require me
Doesn't
to put
require me.
require me to read book.
Require.
Require
Doesn't
require me
require.
yeah
Require me. Doesn't
require
require
me
me
to
to.
read book.
Ah,
So
actually, you don't
I
have time for
rarely
that.
go to the library. Mm, However, I still use the online library sometimes
Hmm.
to search some book or to search the information related
Search. To
to search.
search.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. What do you usually do in the library? I was wondering, what is more rude? Maybe eating eating like in front of the camera, in front of lots of people who watch my videos, or do some mukbang, you know? Which one is more rude? Anyway, Mr. So what do you usually do in a library?
When I go to the libraries, of course, as others, I borrow books and readings or study from the quiet environment and convenience books I can borrow. Make
Borrow,
I think
I can borrow, I can
I can
borrow.
I can borrow
Mhm.
for readings, for comprehensive.
Comprehensive study, you mean?
Yes, and of course, libraries is where is a place that's that contains various kinds of books, magazines, or newspapers, as well as um, articles that serve for research and study with truthful information.
Truthful information. You mean correct information, accurate information, you mean?
Yes, accurate information.
Accurate, accurate. It's accurate. It's accurate information. If you check the word out, it's accurate. Accurate, Nah.
Accurate.
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 Yeah, accurate.
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 Âm cuối là âm xoa nè, âm rap nè. Accurate. Chính xác, thông tin chính xác. Okay, how about you, Mr. Trio? What do you usually do in the library?
Yeah. One of the main purpose when I go to the library is for my presentation. I often have a group discussion with my classmate there. Besides, library is a suitable place for me to shut the information for before the examinations. Libraries is useful for me for
Kiếm đề
the
bị leak.
wired.
Trước khi đi thi
Yeah.
kiếm đề bị leak.
Yeah.
Before the exam, I often search online for leaked exam information. Leaked exam information. Đó, phải honest, phải rất là thành thật như vậy. For leaked exam information. Because, half a day before the exam, people often leak the exam information out, leak. Okay, so Mr. Trio, what do you do in a library when you were a child?
Um, I still remember when I was a small boy, when I
Boy, a small
boy,
what? A small
boy,
boy,
yeah,
a small boy.
small boy, I
Mhm.
went to the library for reading story,
Mhm.
especially picture stories. Um,
Picture
and
story? You mean
yeah,
comics?
uh, um,
Comics?
the comic,
Truyện
right?
tranh à? Is it comics, right?
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Picture book is actually comics, okay?
yeah. Um,
Okay.
My teachers also advised me to go to the library to borrow some rare book that they didn't sell for references.
What do you mean?
I go to the library for reference books.
Sách tham khảo, reference book. Okay. Very good. Reference books. Very good. Okay, what else then?
Yeah. In library is a quiet place for us to
Quiet or quiet?
quiet,
Quiet.
quiet,
Quiet. Quiet.
quiet
It's a
place,
quiet place.
yeah, for reviewing the lessons.
Nè, quiet là âm KW là quiet nè.
Quiet,
Quiet.
quiet,
Chứ không phải là quiet nha.
quiet, quiet,
Quiet.
quiet.
All right, how about you, Mr. What do you usually do in a library? Oh, sorry, I should ask you the third question. Did you go to the library when you were a child?
When I was a child, I didn't go to the libraries often, but I remember that once I went to the library with my mother because she says me that I can borrow a lot
Borrow.
of
I can
books.
borrow.
I could borrow a lot of books.
I can borrow. I could borrow. Yes.
I could borrow a lot of books. And readings on them at
All of them.
that
All of them.
place.
Reading all of them.
All of and reading all of them at that place all day. So I was very excited, and what's the real reality?
The reality.
Uh,
That's reality.
yes. Um. Make me disappointed because in the libraries there was not many books that's suitable uh, for my hobby.
Hmm.
I want more.
Sounds
I
like you
want to.
have a specific taste. Có một cái gu đặc biệt nào đó. Like I have a quite specific taste. Tôi có cái gu khá là cụ thể. I have a quite specific taste. So, I need something very specific. Like general books will not do. Những sách chung chung sẽ không làm được đâu. Will not do. So, Mr. Do children often go to the library? And what do you often do there? What do you think?
For my opinion, I
Mhm.
don't think that children in our countries usually go to the libraries as other ones. Because in our countries, many libraries don't have enough modern resources or interesting books that appeal to young readers.
Okay.
In some situation, the materials are outdated
Of
or
course,
not
very outdated. Sometimes books date back to the 1950s or 60s,
are not trending enough to attract children and teenagers want to read.
I agree.
Additionally, the rise of the internet and entertainment such as theme park,
Theme,
entertaining mart,
theme. Thứ thà thè lưỡi á. Theme park.
theme park, and
Công
other
viên cảnh quan, công viên cảnh trí.
entertaining uh, place that means that children have many others appealing options for fun and learning.
Okay.
So this leads to less children fond of going to the libraries.
All right. What do you think, Mr. Trio? Do children often go to the library?
For me, nowadays, children don't prefer to go to the library. The internet is now popular, and the children have the iPad or the laptop from their parents to read the book online easily. Mm, Children nowadays don't like to go to the library when they don't have opportunity to talk with their friends. They just use the online facility and the account given by their teacher to read online book.
Teachers.
Yeah, yeah, for the teachers to read online books. Is it more convenience and quickly? So library is nowadays less popular than before.
I see. Right, let's go to part 2, shall we? Now, so 160 something. Okay, we did the last one here. Okay, 162 then. Okay, let's do 162, part 2. Describe a time that something changed your life in good ways. Miêu tả một thời điểm mà cái gì đó đã thay đổi cuộc sống của bạn ở những cái cách rất là tốt. You should say what happened, when and where it happened, how it changed your life in good ways. Cẩn thận quá khứ. Careful with the past tense. How you felt about it. And then part 3, are new things or changes in life good or bad? Sometimes we talk about good or bad changes. Sometimes new thing or changes can be terrible. Who knows? And you need to give examples to back it up. Cho ví dụ vô mấy cái này nha. And why do some people quit and change jobs? Think about that. Mr. Trill, you're an HR officer. You know it. So you are actually now an officer because you hold an important position in HR department.
Yeah.
Triều có một vị trí quan trọng trong cái bộ phận HR, em được quyền gọi bản thân là officer. Còn những người
Yeah.
khác chỉ là office worker thôi nha.
À.
Là người làm công trong văn phòng thôi. Còn officer là cái người mà nắm một cái vị trí quan trọng nào đó. Ví dụ trưởng phòng trở lên chẳng hạn.
Yeah.
All right, so I was just explaining the word of office workers and officers. Officers are often people who hold important position in the workplace. Like at least they have to be the head of department or head of like that group or team. All right, so why do people quit and changing job? I think Mr. Trill knows this one very well. Tại sao con người ta lại nghỉ việc và đổi việc? I'm gonna be blunt and honest here. Tôi sẽ hoàn toàn rất chân thành chia sẻ, rất là thân thương. It's because their boss sucks. You know? Bởi vì ông chủ như thường người ta mới quit và change job thôi, nó thiệt luôn. You know? Okay. Maybe because the other job pays them better. Maybe they have a better compensation, maybe better work environment, maybe sometimes it's near to their home. They do that. But people change job, it has to be a very crucial reason. Nó phải có một cái lý do rất là tối quan trọng ta mới change job nha. But most of the time, I think people change job and quit is different from being fired. Bị sa thải với lại mình tự động nghỉ việc nó khác nhau nha. Be careful with that. Being fired or you quit is different. Being fired or you quit is different. Be careful with that. Now, how do people adapt to changes in life? Think about adapting in daily habits. Think about adapting in mindsets. Thay vì có thể là thích nghi về cái thói quen hàng ngày á, ví dụ đổi việc hoặc chuyển việc hoặc là đổi giờ làm việc chẳng hạn. Daily habits sẽ thay đổi. Cái mindset cũng phải thay đổi luôn nha. They need to change their mindsets. Like for example, one day you could be a boss of a department, another day you lose your job. Một ngày ví dụ tôi đang làm chủ, tôi sorry, phải làm chủ mà là tôi đang là ông sếp của một cái department nào đó, ngày hôm sau tôi mất việc thì tôi phải thay đổi cái mindset của tôi rồi. I cannot be bossy anymore, không thể nào là hách dịch được nữa, trở thành ông chủ nữa. Không thể chỉ tay năm ngón được nữa. Life changes. How do people adapt to changes in life? Think about sometimes health problems can happen and they have to adapt, because sometimes if you have back problems, for example, những vấn đề về cái lưng đi, you cannot sit for too long, không thể ngồi quá nhiều được. Or you have a wrist problem, for example, carpal tunnel. Nó gọi là cái bệnh về khớp cổ tay á, hội chứng khớp cổ tay. It's a carpal tunnel syndrome. Am I writing syndrome good? Oh yeah, syndrome. Carpal tunnel syndrome, hội chứng khớp cổ tay. It often happens to people who have to work in the office for too long and they have to keep the same position with their hands and their mouths for too long, you know. Phải giữ cái con chuột quá lâu trong phòng văn phòng chẳng hạn thì hội chứng khớp gối tay. Most of the health problems will cause people to have to adapt, you know. Or think about obesity, béo phì chẳng hạn. Hội chứng chuyển hóa. What's it called? I forgot the word. Metabolic syndrome. Hội chứng chuyển hóa. It means they have to stand more to work these days. Họ phải adapt bằng cách đứng nhiều hơn khi làm việc. For example, okay, you work on that. Who can adapt better to changes, children or adults? Once again, it depends a lot on their personality, I think. Personality, think about their personality, how they were raised. Cái cách mà họ được nuôi nấng nó cũng ảnh hưởng đến cách người ta adapt nha. If you are raised in a family in which, you know, your parents raise you, maybe their parents raised them to be independent and be independent and tough, you know. Nếu mà cha mẹ họ giáo dục họ để trở nên độc lập và rất là cứng cựa, sẵn sàng đương đầu với cuộc sống, independent and tough, they can deal with any changes in life, I think. But if you are not educated in the right way, you will be dependent and it's hard for you to adapt. It doesn't matter, children or adult, I think. It's just my idea. Now, when things like getting married or moving home happen, what kind of things should people consider? Khi những thứ như là kết hôn nè, hoặc là chuyển nhà nó diễn ra đi, thì con người ta nên cân nhắc những thứ gì? Well, getting married is a big thing, of course. You have to move out. You maybe have to move out of your parents' house. You have to move out of your parents' house or home. Ra khỏi nhà ba má. And you have to maybe move in to your parents-in-law, house, nhà của ba mẹ chồng chẳng hạn. Phải chuyển vô đó chẳng hạn, move into your parents-in-law's house, or maybe ở rể hoặc là ở dâu chẳng hạn. Never know. You never know. Of course, there's a lot of things you need to consider, of course. Moving home, it's actually not that difficult compared to getting married, I think. Cái moving home thực sự nó ít có điều cần phải consider hơn là cưới hỏi nha, thiệt luôn. Alright. Moving home, you have to consider your neighbor. Có hàng xóm quan trọng lắm nha. And you have to consider living environment. See your neighbors and living environment. Có hay karaoke thường xuyên hay không? Có sống gần nghĩa địa hay không? If your neighborhood is loud and noisy, if people do sing karaoke a lot, or if you're living near to like very noisy roads or near the cemetery. Muốn yên bình phải không? Sống gần nghĩa trang. Tại vì người chết không bao giờ make noise trừ lúc ban đêm thôi. Well, if you want to have some peace, move near to the cemetery, you know, or graveyard, or cemetery, because the dead people do not make noise. They only make noise during the midnight. You know, if they want to talk to you. Yeah. Now, what are the disadvantages when people keep making changes? Có những bất lợi nào khi con người ta cứ liên tục thay đổi không? Like for example, think about the fact that your boss always demand you to change this, change that. What is disadvantages? You guys are working, so you know it, you know. Hai bạn đều đã đi làm rồi, bạn hiểu được cái này lắm luôn á. Bất lợi nào khi con người ta cứ liên tục phải thay đổi? Alright, some time to think. Alright, Mr. You first, please. Describe a time that something changed your life in good ways, please.
Yes, I want to mention a time that something changed my life in
Okay, okay, be careful.
ways.
You are cutting off. Đang bị hơi bị mạng có vấn đề sao á, bị cut off rồi đúng không? Okay, let's try again. Now. Yes, Miss Trúc, please.
Yes, I want to mention a time that something changed my life in good ways. I believe that my decision to enroll in yoga lessons over years ago was absolutely the right one. At that
Absolutely
time,
what? Absolutely what?
the right one.
Absolutely the right one, yeah.
At the time, I frequently experienced back and neck pain in the mornings after a long sleep. The constant feeling of bed and this and the tiredness every time when I get out of bed affected my mood and health
Mhm.
so much. So I tried many different solutions and decided to practice yoga to improve my body flexibility and
To improve my
strength,
body's flexibility and
build strength. After just 3 months, I
Mhm.
noticed significant changes. I no longer suffered from frequent back and neck hurt, and my body feel
back pain,
heavier and
suffer from back pain, maybe. Cơn
back
đau ở
and
lưng, yeah, cơn back pain.
back and neck bent, bent. My my body felt heavier and more energetic.
Energetic.
Energetic. Naturally, these positive changes make me feel genuinely happy,
Okay.
motivating me to work more effectively and continue practicing to maintain and enhance my health.
Okay. Good. Mr. Trill, please describe a time that something changed your life in good ways. Careful with the verbs.
Uh, mm, when I was a student at university, my parents wanted me to become a lawyer. However, I felt that this field is not for me. My friend also advised me to think about human resource, and I had tried,
Human resources, huh?
yeah, human resource, and I had tried to apply this job instead of the law field. And after that, I realized that uh, this is my dream job, and I had to make a big change in my life. Human resource was truly suitable for my characteristics and my future plan.
And my personality?
Yeah, personality.
Characteristic là tính chất, những phẩm chất của tôi, còn tính
Yeah,
của tôi là personality. It's
yeah,
totally suitable for my personality, I think.
yeah. And up to now, I didn't regret about my change. This decision helped me to grow up in
To grow up.
to grow up in
Grow up.
grow up.
To grow up.
Yeah. Although I didn't choose law to follow, but this change is
Was
a great decision in my
This
life.
change is actually a great decision in my life. Okay. Now let's go to part 3 now. So, Miss Trúc, are new things or changes in life good or bad?
same time, depends on the ways people deal with and even the context of this
Context, you mean the context, right?
the context of this can be can affect and plays an important role in the control the situation.
In controlling the situation, you mean?
Yes, in controlling the situation.
Không biết tại sao cái mạng bên chỗ Trúc kỳ lắm luôn á. I think are you maybe something is wrong with your headset, I think.
Nhiều khi do mạng á thầy.
I think yeah, I think it's because of internet. It has been really bad in the last few weeks. And I don't think it's my internet because my internet, I paid a lot of money on it. It's 5G. It's not that bad. Okay, so what else, Mistral?
Example, if people deal with those things abroad proactively, they can learn new things to explore and improve their skill. That's mean they positive deal with things that happen to their life. It can be very good for better future skill or improved living standard. But if someone's faced with new things with negative emotions, I think that the ways they react to what they don't expect it. So it can be very bad because when people engage in something without any right directions, it can be overwhelmed because new things make a long time to adapt. For many people, they have
Okay.
a small stuff to make familiar to new things or change in their life.
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Mr. Trill, please. So why do some people quit and change jobs? Now is your turn.
Okay. Uh, there are several reasons that people decided to change to find a new job. The first is the working environment. If you are not satisfied with your college or with your post, you may
Satisfied
yeah,
with your career or
satisfied with your colleges or your post, you may
wait, with your career or your
your
boss,
colleagues or your
your
post,
boss.
yeah, your post,
No, boss. Chứ phải là
post, post,
with your boss,
yeah, your post,
with your boss.
with your post,
Dính cái vụ BP này hoài.
bosses,
With your bosses, yes.
with your
Good.
bosses, yeah, okay. Uh, the second reasons is about salary and compensation. When you are not paid balance with what you contribute to the company, you may lose your motivation and easy to quit your current job. The last reason is about the recognition from
Recognition.
recognition from the higher level. When you work for a long time and achieve great achievement, however, they didn't give you any award or promotion. It's time you want to leave.
Especially if they promised to give you a raise, but then finally they say, no, we cannot give you a raise this year, you know.
Yeah.
If they promise to give you a raise, but they failed, to
Make it
um,
happen. You've lost.
to abide by that. They failed to do that. Of course. So, Ms. Brooke, how do people adapt to changes in life?
Adapt change in life
Mm,
is quite difficult.
of course, it's
Even
difficult.
cause stress to many people, but it's necessary for changes because uh because I remember that there is a saying that there's a nothing that nothing remained beside changes. Every everything will change over the times
Over
and
time, everything
over
changed over
times.
time. Yeah.
Yes, and people have to accept at the first at the first right at the first right actions behaviors.
Mhm.
First, actions embrace new things or change with a positive mindset should
Okay.
make people become more comfortable
Mhm.
and have time to camp, to camp and find the solution for their problems. A positive attitude can make a big difference
A positive
for
attitude can make a big difference. Một cái thái độ
yes,
tích cực có thể làm được một sự khác biệt lớn. Yeah, exactly.
people who focus on the potential opportunities over the challenges they may uh, deal with right, can boost their confidence and often
Push or boost. Which one? Push
boost,
or boost their confidence.
boost their
Can push
confidence.
or boost their confidence. Không rõ.
So it can boost
There you
their
go. Boost their confidence.
boost their confidence.
Ok, hai bạn đã bị dính chữ bờ với phở.
It,
Okay.
this can boost their confidence. Remind themselves that trends can lead to growth and new experience, more than just focus on what they may lost or take
They
risks
may
can
lose.
have
To focus on
they may
what they may
lose
lose.
and take risks can harm and take what they have. And another important thing people should do is focus on small tips rather than trying to tackle everything at once. Um, this can make people become more stressful. Small tips um, seems more measurable
More
and
what?
every
What?
measurable,
Measurable?
measurable.
Mọi thứ có thể dễ dàng được đo lường hả?
When a small tips can measurable,
Okay.
that's a whole pictures.
Ah.
So this help reduce feelings of overwhelm and make it
Overwhelming. The feeling of
overwhelm
being overwhelmed. Cảm giác bị
feelings
overwhelmed.
of overwhelming and make it
The
seems
feeling
more
of being overwhelmed nha. Tại vì overwhelmed là một tính từ.
feelings of being overwhelmed.
It's an adjective. So the feeling of being overwhelmed. Nó phải có to be đằng
The,
trước nữa. The
the
feeling of being
feeling
overwhelmed.
the feeling of being overwhelmed
Overwhelmed.
and overwhelmed
Okay.
and make it easier to adjust to new changes.
Adjust the new changes. Okay. So who adapt better? Who can adapt better to changes? Still children or adults, Mr. Trill?
In my opinion, I think our children is adapt to new change to the change easily and quicker than adult.
Adults.
Adult.
Adults.
Children are easy to forget. Something happened in their life,
Dám
and
đâu
they
nhà
are
lấy kẹo nó thử đi, nó có forget không? Some
and
children they just don't forget at all, you know.
uh,
If you take away their candies, they will not forget.
and they easy to make new friends or to get acquainted with new place, new environment, mm, or they will learn from the others more than more faster than the
Faster
adult. Yeah, that is the reason they will get acquainted with the chance better.
would change is better. Okay, anything else? How about adults? But of course, things are not always like that, you know. I've seen adults who change actually quite better, quite well, you know, and some children who are very stubborn. Thử children mà sinh cung kim ngưu coi, xem nó có stubborn không, xem có lì không. Try children born under the sign of Taurus. You will know that they don't change easily, you know. You know. All right, so Mr. When things like getting married or moving home happen, what kinds of things should people consider? What do you think?
Married or moving homes are two very important happen to his personal life.
Okay.
Because when getting married, it means people share their personal life with others. And of course, when you have to embrace new things or changes, that's really difficult to get familiar,
To get what?
to get familiar.
To get familiar with it. I see. To get familiar with it. Okay.
Get familiar with it.
Okay.
And there are many things people have to think carefully to give the final decisions, such as discuss together about their future plans. Because it's not one person problems. It's about them and even more because they have to deal with their family members in two sides.
Both sides. They have to
It's
deal with
both
the
sides.
whole family of their in-laws. It's called their in-laws. Những bên mà gọi là bên nhà chồng hay bên nhà vợ gọi là bên in-laws á. They have to deal with the whole of their in-laws, which include mother-in-law, father-in-laws, sister-in-laws, and brother-in-law, anh chồng, em chồng, mẹ chồng, ba chồng, and all the other thing with chồng, or all the other thing with vợ, mẹ vợ, cha vợ, or something like that. All the in-laws, you know. Yeah, and what about it, please?
Uh, the new couples need to understand about their each personalities,
Personality.
behaviors, and what they need, because they live together in their home. So they have to share everything, and understanding is really important to have a happy family. So besides that financial, financial problems
Mhm.
also should be discussed because if they plan to combine their finance, it's
What? They
important to
plan to what?
combine, combine,
Combine,
combine
combine
finance,
their finance,
combine,
tức là
combine.
nhập lại làm một, bao nhiêu tiền đưa vào một một mố, một gọi là một người thôi. To combine their finance, I think it's a very bad thing to do. You know, a lot of Vietnamese people, they tend to, a lot of Vietnamese men tend to leave their salary to their wives. I think it's a really, really bad move. Một cái động thái rất là tệ luôn á. It's a very bad financial move to them because it makes them dependent on their wife somehow. And I don't like that because why? Because marriage is, of course, even though if you're married, you still need to have your own money, your own independence. Dù là đã kết hôn thì vẫn phải có tiền riêng, vẫn phải có cái sự độc lập riêng của bản thân nhé. You know? So that was what I think. How about moving home? What do you think, Miss Trúc?
Talking about moving homes,
Yes.
I think that locations and environment should be considered carefully. People should research the areas where they want to live. For example, looking into the safety uh, uh, around uh, facilities such as schools, public transport, and of course their neighborhoods. I think they should make sure that the areas aligns with their lifestyle and
You mean make sure that the
needs.
areas are suitable for their lifestyle, you mean?
Yes, suitable
Good.
for their lifestyle and
Yes.
their needs. Of And there's human factors such as people who live around them, their neighborhoods, should be should be considered as an important role because they if they live in a safe and security neighbors, it makes
Mhm.
the life more better and more confident and comfortable, especially when the neighbors are really understanding and caring. I think.
A caring and understanding neighbor is super important, you know. You don't want to live with neighbors who make troubles, who are troublemakers. Những người mà hàng xóm mà cứ liên tục gây rắc rối á, troublemakers, they are terrible, you know. All right, so Mr. Trill, what are the disadvantages when people keep making changes, like changes
Mhm.
all the time? What could be the problems then?
Uh, when you keep changing uh, your life, is the causing instability in
And
your life.
instability, you mean instability?
Yeah, instability in your life. Uh, when people look on you, they will question what happened
Question,
to
they will
you.
question what
Yeah,
happened.
they will question what happened to you, or what are the reasons you are why you easy
Why you
quit.
change so easily, yeah?
Yeah.
What is the
Uh,
reason why you change so easily?
and at that time, you have to spend much time to start over and to arrange your new life as well as your plan for the future.
Okay, of course. They will understand, they will see you as how can I say a flaky person.
Yeah,
A flaky person, một cái người mà cứ tính tài tử, không có đáng tin cậy, a flaky
yeah,
person or
yeah.
an unreliable unreliable person, một người khó tin tưởng được,
Mm,
unreliable, không đáng tin cậy. People will see that. So what else? Let's think about when people keep making changes and you are the one who get affected. Bây giờ mình là cái người bị ảnh hưởng thì sao? Let's talk about that.
Hmm.
Think about, for example, you have customers and customers keep changing their minds all the time. Is it annoying? Giờ có khách hàng đi, mà khách hàng cứ liên tục thay đổi ý kiến. Có mệt không? Of course, that's a lot of
Vâng.
disadvantage. A lot of disadvantages. Okay, you talk about that now, please. Please. Ms. Trúc, what do you think? What are the disadvantages when people keep making changes?
Of course, changes is difficult and ever changing ever changing people make people around them becomes more suffered.
Of course,
For
people around them
example,
will suffer if they cannot adapt to the changes quickly enough. Nếu không adapt được nhanh thì chết chắc luôn á. What else then?
for example, with people have to deal with 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 clients that always change their decisions.
Their
They have
minds,
to
change their minds, their decision a lot. Thay đổi cái đầu óc á. Thay their minds, đổi ý hoài luôn á. Thay change their minds all the time or decisions all the time. It could be super annoying.
noise and time wasting.
Time wasting. Very good.
Yes, but people can make this final decision, can tackle it with problems,
Okay.
new changes. They have to take a lot of time to redesign their what they did.
Okay. To redesign what they
Sometimes,
did, and of course that wastes a lot of time and resources. Nó tốn nhiều thời gian và nguồn lực lắm luôn á. Time and resources. And also, like Mr. Trill said, if someone keep making changes, you would be considered as unreliable, you know.
Hmm.
This is what happened to a lot of Gemini people. Là điều diễn ra với rất nhiều bạn sinh cung song tử. Mấy bạn
Hmm.
cứ thay đổi hoài luôn á. And of course it makes people go crazy, you know. Làm cho con người ta phát bực luôn á. I have a Gemini dad, of course I know. So, okay. So Miss Trúc, okay, let's answer this question, Miss Trúc. Why do some people quit and change their jobs? What do you think? I would like to know how you answer this question.
for with expenditure for many reasons, maybe come from their inside or because the environment. For its from my
Come from the
opinion,
inside, you mean, is it internal or external factors, right? Internal or external factors, những nhân tố bên ngoài và bên trong. Yeah, internal or external factors, or you can say subjective or objective factors. Đó là những nhân tố chủ quan và khách quan á. Subjective or objective factors. Yeah, what about it?
when people feel that uh, they their position not is not suitable for their anymore, there's no room for improvement. They can they can they can decide to quit their job. You know, when people fall in a state of stressful and
They fall in the state of stress. You mean they fall in
the,
stress?
the state of stress and overwhelmed. It's, um, even when they try their best to do everything in a proper way, and the final results are not really good.
Mm.
They are not uh, well just and have a chance for career growth. Career growth.
Okay.
There's no opportunity for advancement, skill development, or something that make they
Make
excited
them
every make
something to
them
make
excited
them excited.
something make them excited every time they work. So it's time for living. I think
Okay, it's time for leaving. Leave y kéo dài nha. It's time for
for living.
leaving. Thời điểm để rời đi chứ không phải là thời điểm để sống. Leaving or
Time,
leaving is different, you know.
time for living.
Okay. So, Mr. Trill, what do you think? When things like getting married or moving home happens, what kind of things should people consider? Can you answer that question?
I'm thinking about when moving the home.
Ừ.
People often consider about the location where
No, no.
we move.
Consider nó là một cái động từ không có giới từ nha. To
Yeah.
consider something. To discuss
Consider the
something.
location.
Nhớ nha, discuss something, consider something. Chứ không phải discuss about hay là consider about nha.
They can
They,
see
people often
the
consider
the,
something,
the location. Mm.
location.
They were wondering if is it far away from their working place or not. Uh, the cost of living when they move to a new place, the neighborhood, or the safety where they live. Mm. They also think about the money, the budget when
Budget, of
living.
course, the budget is super important to consider. Huh?
Yeah, the budget when living in a different place. Mm, and the final thing they will have a big question is how long they will make the relationship with the people around
You
around
mean how long it would take to how long it will
to get
take
well with.
to form a good rapport.
Yeah,
Rapport. What is rapport? A good rapport with nó là mối quan hệ đó. Good rapport
yeah,
with their neighbors. Tốn bao nhiêu
yeah,
lâu để tạo được mối quan hệ tốt với những neighbors?
yeah.
Rapport is a new word here. You need to know. How long would it take to form a good rapport with their neighbors? Okay, what else then?
That's all.
All right, great. It's good practice today, I think. Now, you know what to do for next lesson. So let's end our class today.